it's Lisa Grunden here this evening on Tuesday night, and here in the Carolinas it's a wet Tuesday. We were far away from Hurricane Irma, however the rains have been continuing to fall, and it's really been kind of nice. It's really been a nice light rain, an all-day soaker as we used to call them once upon a time. And I am here because I've been getting a lot more questions about how can I make my relationship better? How can I have fun with the relationship that I have? Once upon a time, somebody asked my mother what her secret to a long-lived marriage was. And her response was, well, I married him for his money and I'm not leaving until I find it. Okay, everybody laugh. It's funny because, you know, it's funny that one of those things that really works out in a really healthy, prosperous relationship is that we learn to have fun. We learn to like each other. We learn to laugh with each other. It's just so important. And so what's another great tool to use in the art of relationship is called communication. And communication, where everybody talks, how many people listen? And when we do listen, are we listening through the filters of our understanding, or are we listening to seek to understand what the other person is saying? And it's really easy to do this because all you have to do is ask questions. And, you know, questions are just like, hey, I'm, you know, not insulting, I just don't quite get it. What did you mean when you said this? Rather than, how dare you say that? You know what I mean? And so it's that listening, that seeking to understand, that communicating, and then asking for clarity in the communication, because chances are they're not saying those things that you might be thinking that they're saying. They're just talking. And you know what? Lots of times people just want to vent. Your significant other, they come back and they want to vent. They don't want you to fix something. They're not asking to fix something. They're not looking for advice. They're just looking to talk. And this is true not only in intimate relationships, this is true in relationships with most friends. So a nice turn of phrase to use is, do you want me to listen? Do you want me to simply listen, or do you want me to listen and offer solutions? See how easy that is? You know, it's not so difficult when we take a step back from reacting, when we take a step back from judging. You know, my hubby said something to me the other day, and he said to me, is there anything else that I'm doing wrong? And I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't mean to send that kind of message. So let's fix this. Let's clear this up right now. First off, I thanked him. I thanked him for telling me exactly where he was and what he was feeling. Because only then, when it's true, honest, and vulnerable, can we do something with it. And I said, wow, you know, I was just talking and I didn't realize I wasn't listening to the words that were coming out of my mouth. Because, you know, I think my hubby's phenomenal. Do we fight? Absolutely. I think he's phenomenal. And I said to him just earlier today, it's like, wow, what did I do to get to deserve you? Because I was just in a place of really feeling blessed and really feeling appreciative. And so sometimes we just take those step backs and we look at those things that our spouses, that our significant others, that our boyfriends, that our girlfriends, that our true friends do for us, our parents, kids, all that kind of stuff, and just really acknowledge it. Just really acknowledge it. You know, if someone's doing the laundry all of the time, the dishes, making dinner, paying the bills, organizing things, dusting, picking up, just all that kind of stuff, dropping off kids, picking up kids, you know, just all those kinds of things. Just instead of just taking it for granted all of the time, which I know it's so easy to do because our lives are very busy. Our lives are very busy and there's a lot of stress. So let's reduce that stress at home by being more appreciative. Being more appreciative. You know, because it's so easy for us to lash out at that person that we really love because, you know, they're there. They are there, and they're not going to leave us. They're going to stay for the most part. They're going to stay. Yeah, there might be bickering and stuff like that. And is that what you want? Seriously, is that what you want? Ask yourself. I'm not making you wrong. I'm just asking you a question, seeking to understand. Do you see how easy it is to do that? Questions don't have to be loaded with conclusion. Questions are just simply questions, seeking to understand. So in our relationships, it's that communication, it's that art of appreciation, all the things that we discussed about yourself, about the self-love. It's all in the couple love. It's all in the intimacy love too. I appreciate you. Let me tell you how I appreciate you. Let me tell you the ways that I appreciate you. I appreciate how you fold the laundry. I appreciate how you set the table. I appreciate that you just take care of the kids. I appreciate how you just have a flair for making the house feel like a home. I appreciate the fact that, you always make sure that the cars are full of gas. I appreciate that you keep tabs on things like oil changes and things like that so I don't get stranded on the side of the road. I appreciate that if I'm in trouble, you come. You come. Because I appreciate you. And all this stuff kind of sounds a little bit silly, right? It sounds like everything that we learned in kindergarten, and it is. And we spent a lot of time since kindergarten and since being born unlearning and forgetting and reacting and judging and coming to conclusions and all that kind of stuff. And so a question that I always like to ask, there's a couple of them, and one is, what else is possible? And when you ask that question, what else is possible? You ask it with that kind of energy. You ask, what else is possible? What else is possible? From the space of, oh my God, this is just so great. What else is there? And without seeking to judge it, conclude it, or anything else, just throwing that question out there and going and having a response going, well, if you like that, hey, I got this for you. And another question I like to use, these are access consciousness questions that Gary Douglas taught us. And another one that I like is, how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? So when you're in that relationship, when you're in communication with your spouse, your significant other, your kids, your parents, your family members, your intimate friends, whatever it is, notice that when you're in communication, does it feel light or does it feel heavy? So does it feel light? Because light is true. Light is true, and heavy is false, heavy is the lie. And what this is your body knows what's true. You know, all that crap, all those negative thoughts and stuff that maybe you've had reoccurring, those 10,000 negative thoughts that happen in a second, a minute, an instant, whatever it is, they're not yours. And so when you look and it feels heavy, if you listen and you just feel, you kind of check in, you kind of close your eyes and you just kind of check in. And you're like, yeah, that feels a little heavy. Well, guess what? It's not yours. It's not yours. So you don't have to keep it. You don't have to dish it out on anybody else. You can simply let it go. And you can let it go by just going, who does this belong to? Someone else or something else? Chances are it belongs to someone else or something else. And you don't have to figure out who it is. You don't have to figure out who it is. You simply say, return to center with consciousness attached. Return to center with consciousness attached. And this is true in the fights that we have with our significant others, because all of this was modeled for us. And everything wasn't modeled the best possible way. It was simply modeled as it was happening in the moment. And so as you are having things happen in the moment, stop, notice, ask yourself, is this what I want? Is this really what I want? Do I really want to go down this path? Who does this belong to? It's not even mine. We're sitting here, I'm fighting and he's fighting and she's fighting and they're fighting, and it doesn't even belong to us. Return to center with consciousness attached. If it's something else, this is a really fun exercise. We give it back to the earth. We let our hands out like this, and we let that energy, that toxic energy, just kind of pool into our hands. And then we go 1, 2, 3, return it to the earth. And I always like to wiggle my fingers like this. And we let it pool again, and we go 1, 2, 3, and do it again. Make a game of it. Play with this. And then you go 1, 2, 3. Because the truth is that you really want a happy relationship. We wouldn't be watching romantic comedies. There wouldn't be songs about love. There wouldn't be poems about love. There wouldn't be books about love if it wasn't what we all truly desired. And it's the love of ourselves, and it's the love that we have for each other. And so that's what it's all about. That's the fun that we get to have. That is the fun that we get to have in playing with that. And is this light or is this heavy? No judgment, no conclusion, no, well, it happened because way back when this happened. None of that stuff. None of that stuff. You've done enough of that. You did enough of that. You did enough of the rehashing and all that kind of stuff. Who does this belong to? Someone else or something else? Someone else Return to sender with consciousness attached. Because then they don't have to take it. The person that it belongs to, they don't have to take it. They can take it if they want. They can just let it go. Something else, return to the earth. 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, boom. And just notice, after just 1 week of paying attention to things like that, is it light? Is it heavy? Seeking to understand. Simply asking questions. No judgments, no conclusions. I know it's tough. I know it's tough. At first, it doesn't stay tough for very long. So you are oh so worth it. You're a beautiful, amazing being. I'm so glad that you guys are out here. Thank you. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the likes. I really appreciate it. It's good to see you out here. And so until next time, this is Lisa. Bye-bye.